Welcome back, folks. Welcome to Hot Gold here on the heavybass channel. Last time we were given the Pokédex, and we got a mystery egg from Mr. Pokemon, but as soon as we leave the house, this is what's called. Hello? Ethan? Disaster! It's terrible. What should I do? Oh no. Please get back here now! Well, that's not good. Professor Elm seems to have been distressed, and we have to get back. Like, immediately get back. As in, we have no time to face off against this Caterpie at level 3, which would be ideal, but we got no means of catching, so we have no Pokeballs, we have no means of catching, so screw that idea, we have to leave. Immediately. We have to get back to Newport Town ASAP, so everything has to head back. So, luckily we can jump off ledges, it's quicker to get back. Now that we've arrived at Cherry Grove, we can head straight back. Didn't mean to explore the Pokemon Center last time, but there's also another place that we didn't visit, and that's the blue building here. These are Pokemarts. Significant upgrade here. They're fresh out of Pokeballs? When will I get more of them? This is just the tutorial section. When I was walking in the tall grass, a bug-type Pokemon poisoned my Pokemon. You encountered a Weedle, you poor bastard. Kept going, but Pokemon really fainted. Yeah, so what are the things they did? Welcome. What you need? Right now we can only buy potions, antidotes, and paralyze heals. That's about that. We don't need them at the moment, but we will be coming back here to get some antidotes and paralyze heals. Very important. But if we leave town at this point, we got a Pokemon lab. What a waste. That's a Pokemon too good for one. Did you get what I was saying? I do have a good Pokemon. I'll show you. This is Silver. This is a very well-known protagonist at this point. Not antagonist. Right now, he's an antagonist. He's the secondary antagonist, and he stole it. And that's the Totodile that he stole from the labs. Now, this is probably the real reason why I'm using Hidden Power, because this right here is Hidden Power Grass. Which means we could one-shot this Pokemon with no issues, which is going to make him even more angry than usual. For, pretty much, I'm going to be using 3 types of parties, but one of the parties I'll be using is basically Silver's default party, which is actually pretty good in this game. And of course, Silver has the audacity of this bitch. He's gonna be the world's best trainer, but in order to do so, he also drops his identity card, the complete utter mook. And since basically he knows you saw my name, we can name him up. But basically, this is Silver. We're gonna be keeping that as Silver. The route number that you go through to begin the game is the Route 29, which is very kind of important here, ladies and gentlemen, because we're heading back to, we're going to try and simplify getting back home as quick as we can, because we're in the midst of emergency, and we have to go straight back into the lab. Everything is automatic at this point, and of course, a police officer, who are you? We are investigating the case of the missing Pokemon. Here. Rule number 1, whoever did it will come back to the scene of the site. Oh my, so you must be the one who did it. No, and Lyra basically chews him up for that stupid logic. Yeah, this is the logic that existed in the original game, and they never pretty much updated it, but they just basically bashed the police officer here further. Essentially, the officer thinks you did it, and is about to throw cuffs on you, when basically the original was the professor's assistant. Another assistant clears you, but this time they gave it to Lyra, but we get to name them. Silver is, as I mentioned before, Silver is the rival's name. It is really important, and it's also Canon name as well. We're going to be keeping him as Silver, so we're going to go investigate. And of course, this officer we never ever see again, because he's Officer McUseless, and soon as he starts the case, we never hear from him again, because he's McUseless, and we never see him again. And we don't see Lyra for a bit as well, but of course we talk to Professor Elm, and he's a bit distressed that he loses a loses the Totodile. But we hand that mystery egg over to Professor Elm, and he's a bit surprised. But this is an egg, isn't it? This egg may be something I've never seen. Still, it's just an egg. I mean, you're not scrambling for ideas here, but well, since Mr. Pokemon gave you the egg to give to him, they'll keep the egg for a while. But anyway, he'll also be surprised that Professor Oak gave you a Pokédex. According to the lore of the game, whoever Professor Oak gives a Pokédex to becomes one of the best trainers of all time, aka the Legend of Red. The Legend of Red, essentially, he is the best trainer of all time at this point. The champion that overthrew, defeated Team Rocket, beat his best friend, currently may be on top of a mountain somewhere trying to find the best of the best. But anyway, we have a chance to go against we get to challenge the gyms, basically. And to do that, he'll also mention that we need to go on a long journey, which means that we are going to be away for a while, so we have to talk to our mother in order to do so. And that's exactly what we're going to do in order to get out of here. So, we talk to our mother back home, and she'll be like, so you're leaving on an adventure? Okay, I'll help about too, but what can I do for you? I know, every time you receive prize money, I'll save some of it for you. On a long journey, money is important. Do you want me to save your money for you? Essentially, we will have no idea what to do with our cash, so we need to start building up our reserves. Sort of like we need a safe deposit box. Essentially, now, she'll encourage us to go off on our journey, which is the good point about planning the journey. And so we're going to do so. We leave New Barktown on a new fresh new journey, and of course Lyra is waiting for us because she is essentially here to initiate the Pokemon catching tutorial. Now, Pokemon's all about catching. Catching is important in this game, and that is essentially a core aspect. But yet, for the first time in a while, we can actually get to see what the outside world thinks of Pokemon battle is. And it is kind of funny. And it's all about the hops. Which is also really important. Lyra's main is a Marill. Her opening Pokemon is a Marill. She obviously had the Marill for a while, but since she's also based off Crystal, she'll also eventually get she'll also get a Chikorita. In Gen 4, Chikorita is kind of useless. It kind of stuttered from its from the physical special split, and its defenses aren't as potent as they once were. Another big loss that Chikorita suffered was the fact it lost Razor Leaf, a signature move, which was a special move that could do critical hit damage, which was very useful in the game. Become physical at the same aspect, but it became a physical move instead. And as you probably may have seen, as I rambled, you basically caught a thingy. So my opinion is, Lyra caught a Hoothoot and all that frenzy, and then she caught the Rattata for us. But anyway, she gives us Pokeballs. This is really important. These Pokeballs are going to be the means to start letting us catch, and she heads off, and this is where our adventure now can truly begin. And of course, I wanted to get this done really, really quickly without getting us into part 5 and all that. But anyway, we are done with this episode. We can now fully begin the game, and we can start catching Pokemon in this route, the next route, and other routes. But anyway, that's another video by itself. See you all next time, folks, for some catching of Pokemon. Really important to catch Pokemon in this game. It's all like the we need to build our teams, 3 teams to be precise, and we got some rosters to fill. So see you all next time, folks. Bye for now.